introduce our players down to the bottom right corner of the map. We have our Blue Pros player from France representing Le Baguette. It's Lilbow. And in the upper left hand corner we have our Pink Pros player from Dignitas, Dead Pixels, ladies and gentlemen. It's Patience. Alright guys, how is everybody doing? Meth, I have to say, I love the idea of being able to vote on who you think will win on the website. That is like, I literally picked up my pen and paper off of the ground and I wrote it down because I like it that much. What a sick idea. Now I just have to figure out how to make a vote on the website. I'm sure you can do that. There must be some really easy way to do that though. There must be some, there must be some like app which just lets you like create votes or something along those, like, you know what, like create polls. I wonder if Moobot, oh, it looks as though Moobot's alive now. Let's try and set very quickly, just set the bracket command again, guys. There we go. Okay, so Moobot's deciding to work for us here as we enter this PvP on Echo. Very similar playstyles from both players so far, very similar openings. No real surprises here, both players just heading into this, guys, nice and early. And we'll wait and see what the next moves from both players are going to be, what exactly they want to try and get into here. We'll see a panel on the way up. Again, I mean, Cyber Core's coming down. Nothing really to say at this point. Both players with 3 workers in each gas. And I guess about now is when we will start to potentially see divergences in the builds, as both players will opt to either put down a second gateway. It doesn't look to be the case right now, as both players have actually started a Zealot. So without a second gateway, we're just waiting for the Cyber Cores to finish to get those initial Stalkers, Motherships cores out, and then we'll see what sort of tech these guys are going to be looking to head into here as the game continues. We do see a slight difference from Patience, who has decided to scout across the map, whereas Lilbow has not. So Lilbow will retain a slight edge in terms of economy because of this, but Patience will gather a lot of information, and you'll see, okay, no 2-gate opening. Pretty much you've done exactly what I've done so far. So Patience will know here that it's a very similar position for both players, whereas Lilbow is a little bit in the dark, which suggests his build. He's very confident in his build. He's not really afraid of anything, and that's going to be the Twilight Council coming down. And so no real surprises here. Fast Twilight Council just going to be continuing to produce Stalkers and heading into Blink nice and early on in the game. And for Patience, I mean, he puts down the Stargate, so opting for the potential Oracle play, opting for the potential Phoenix play as well. Again, most likely going to be that Oracle, as both players actually sending their Mothership cores across the map. And I mean, Patience does have a Stalker alongside this, so we'll see if he can do anything with this. But a second Stalker will be popping out very soon for Lilbow, who is actually looking to expand here very quickly in this, very early on into this game. I mean, not really wasting any time putting this probe into position. He's adding 2 gates. I mean, again, he's got the potential to make a lot of Stalkers, just he isn't going to. He isn't going to straight away, at least. He's going to, again, just focus on getting this expansion down, and we'll see what exactly Patience wants to do. Generally, in this sort of scenario, what we're going to see is Lilbow will scout this Oracle in a couple of moments. Generally, what we do see in this sort of scenario is that Patience will follow up with a Twilight Council of his own, which is exactly what he's doing. He'll go into his own Blink, and while Lilbow will expand, Patience is probably going to be a little bit more aggressive, and probably go and probably try and bust down his opponent's expansion himself. Nothing really at home right now to help Patience against this Mothership core, so he's actually losing a lot of mine time. So being slowed down quite significantly here, as Blink is halfway done for Lilbow. Second worker killed, third worker killed by that Mothership core. We're watching this Oracle come across the map, 4 workers killed. Wow, this Mothership core is going huge. 5 workers. Lilbow has done a lot here so far, but he loses the Mothership core. So that's a little bit of a shame. That's something which is going to have to be rebuilt here. I mean, he wouldn't have had the energy to vote an overcharge for a while, but again, having to spend that gas to rebuild, not great. Patience actually goes for the Dark Shrine, so that's something I wasn't really expecting him to do here. Puts it right in the middle of the map. Rubber facilities on the way for Lilbow, so again, be interesting to see how much damage this really is able to do. For now, Patience just using that Revelation from the Oracle and dropping it down on towards these Stalkers. As Patience moves out a little bit onto this map, despite losing 5 workers here, or 6 workers, he is still equal on the worker count. Again, that doesn't mean his economy is great, because this Nexus for Lilbow will finish soon, so he will have that economic edge. Looks as though Patience getting ready to expand himself though, so I'm intrigued to see exactly how much these Dog Templar can get up to. I mean, again, we're kind of in a scenario right here where it kind of comes down to where is the Observer going to sit. Is it going to sit at the front? Is it going to sit kind of at the back? Is he going to make an Observer? I guess he could go straight into an Immortal. Okay, yes, he's going to make this Observer to begin with. Feeling safe enough right now as see a few Stalkers moving forwards here. So first of Observer on the way out, and it looks as though it's valued in such a way that Lilbow doesn't really look to be interested in sending it across the map. He looks as though he's just going to keep it at home, play it nice and safe. We see that Nexus on the way up for Patience now. Again, he's a few workers behind. He's going to be about 5-6 workers behind by the time this, by the time his own Nexus finishes. 1 DT warping in, so I mean, not too big of a commitment. Again, a bit crazy to have it out in the middle of the map. I mean, when it's so, it's not like it's kind of super early in the game, so to hide it is a little bit weird. But let's see what happens here. We see Free. Oh, I love this. He's actually detecting with this Oracle, so he's actually looking for a way to maybe pick off an Observer, I suppose, with that Oracle. So using that Envision there. And if you could pick off an Observer, that'd be nice, and get that DT in, get it to do some damage. Hallucinated Phoenix sees a probe there, but that's about it. The CT just standing by for now as the Oracle going to be deflected. Lilbow very well positioned all over the map. And for now, both players will just begin their upgrades. Forges on the way. And they're going to be starting to work here in a few moments' time. 8 worker deficit here for Patience. So again, he's playing. He is behind in terms of economy, no doubt about it. He does have this Oracle up, but so far he hasn't found a way to do any damage with it, and because of that, he's not really been able to even up this worker count at all. He's not really been able to compensate for taking that later Nexus. As Hallucinated Phoenix moves across the map here, going to look to see what exactly he can get up to. Robobase coming up for Lilbow as well, so continuing his tech tree here. Going to be going into that Colossus tech, which is of course also common here in this matchup. Immortal's going to be made for Patience though, so he's not going to go into this Robobase immediately, and I wonder if that's going to suggest that he might want to play some kind of Immortal Archon style as that Hallucinated Phoenix gets taken down. This Oracle just flying around, seeing what's up. We're actually going to see that Robobase now being dropped for Patience, so just being a little bit safer, being a little bit, again, just a little bit slow to everything right now, just a little bit slower than his opponent on that +1, a little bit slower on the Robobase. Again, I mean, he gets an Oracle, which is something his opponent doesn't have, and he's still got, he gets that Immortal, which his opponent doesn't have, and this Oracle continues to fly around, just trying to find a way in, trying to find a way to do anything, but just isn't quite able to. Hallucinated Phoenix is continuing to scout for both players. Always important to know what your opponent is up to so that you can see what it is, so you can react in plenty of time and have a good reaction to what's going on. So one of the main things which Patience would really like to see is if this third base is up, but unfortunately his scout gets denied. Oracle will come in and gets its first kill of the game. Go Oracle. DT still positioned in the back here as Lilbow has found this Dark Shrine. He's going to start picking away at this, and again he's going to be very careful of these DTs. Is he actually going to go for these sentries? That's actually kind of cute, but I guess it depends how fast Lilbow reacts. He loses 1 sentry for the DT. It's so that's not brilliant, is it, as this Oracle getting turned away from the main base once again. Both players start +2. More Colossi on the way. Third base is on the way up. Still that slight lead overall for Lilbow in terms of supply. About 14 supply ahead here. But at the same time, Patience has finally been able to take a worker lead, so that's something we haven't seen pretty much all game long as we head in towards the macro stages of this PvP. It's going to be pretty passive for a little while, waiting for either of these players to decide they have some kind of timing, but of course there's such a huge defender's advantage in this matchup, with the potential to just sit in a concave. Your opponent has to attack up and ramp into you. It's very hard to attack, especially here on Echo as well, so this could go quite long here, honestly. I mean, there's not really a lot which either can do to stop their opponents from this point. And I tend to imagine that any kind of engagement is going to just favour the defender so heavily that neither player will look to aggress super soon, at least. Not until at least they're maxed out. And in that case, it might be a case of one player takes the map control while establishing a 4th base, while perhaps expanding expanding their infrastructure and their tech tree back at home. Heading towards Tempest or so. Tempest's not as great as they used to be in PvP, but still possible, I guess. Could just add on a bunch more rural facilities as well. Just, get set up for the later stages of the game, get warp prisms out, just pressure one place and attack another. Try and gain the upper hand in any way you can. Hallucinated Phoenix here going to be turned away by this cannon. Again, there's not really all too much to see. Both players just popping the Temple Archives down at similar times. We do see Lilbow moving through the middle of the map here, though, and he is up about 10-ish army supply. Upgrades are finishing at very similar times. No charge just yet for Patience. That's kind of the main difference at this point. What are the units tabs looking like? Free Colossi to Free Colossi. An extra immortal for Patience. He's warping in a couple more Zealots now. He's getting an Archon up and running. It's going to be a little while before Lilbow attacks here because of the pylon only just coming up now. So we're probably going to see Patience finish charge. We're going to see him get a couple of Archons in. Lilbow, he's making his Archons all the way back here. So again, it's going to be a little while before he really looks to engage in this fight. And nice hallucinated Colossus from Patience as well. That's going to be kind of nice. And hallucinated Phoenix just doing a little bit of nothing right now as Lilbow gets a couple of free shots with these Colossi. And is he going to commit into this engagement here? Army supplies are so similar. So again, it's kind of a clumped up army against an unclumped army. And first time we'll wards this away. Feedback comes down that Mothership Core though, and that's something that now Patience will hold a bit of an advantage in. He has, Lilbow will hold an advantage in. He has a couple of time warps available, but again, he's still being the aggressor here against the defensive Patience. And is he going to attack into this? It looks as though he might try and go for this, and well, Zealots are going to charge into each other, and they're going to start doing that tanking. It looks as though on the ground though, these Zealots are starting to overrun Patience already. Lilbow is making a decisive attack here. He's starting to break through the lines. He's blinked forwards. He's taking down the Colossi. GG. And all of a sudden, I'm talking all about, you know, defender's advantage. He's